Hello, I'm Chris Taylor. Welcome to the Blue Shell Review. Joining me this week is the born lucky Alex McMullen.
Hi guys.
And the born yesterday Craig Clark.
Clockwise.
Welcome to the news of Blue Shell.
News. Right, news.
News. Yeah, we like news.
Epic, the creators of Fortnite,
Yeah.
are being sued again. They're facing yet another lawsuit over copywriting dance emotes without permission.
Right.
Two gentlemen who apparently made the Running Man challenge dance thing popular are the ones currently suing Epic. This was end of February, start of March. Sony stopped producing the PS Vita, and Sony says it has stopped producing the Vita this year. News comes soon after it was officially released last month.
I actually have a bone of contention with this.
Go on.
Because I know about this announcement. They stopped doing the PS Vita, and they've also the PlayStation Plus.
Mm-hmm.
They've obviously stopped doing PS Vita games and PS3 games.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when they announced this, what everybody assumed, PlayStation, is that they would compensate the loss of gaming. Obviously, there's like 4 or 5 games there that you're going to lose.
Yeah.
With PlayStation Network and PlayStation 4 games. No. What they actually meant was, we're only going to start giving you 2 games a month now.
Yeah, about right. So Winnie the Pooh stars in a horror film. A Taiwanese horror game called Devotion was removed from Steam last month by its developers after it angered some Chinese gamers.
See, when I think like quality gaming, I always think of the Taiwanese.
Yeah, it's apparently a really good game, a really good horror game. But what angered them more was the fact that when they were developing the game, someone had accidentally left in accidentally left in a meme that mocked the Chinese president Xi Jinping. See that?
I like how you have to shout that out rather than just saying Xi Jinping.
Xi Jinping, by saying that Xi Jinping, I can't even say his name, was a Winnie the Pooh moron.
I can't even work out what you're saying. Is it Xi Jinping?
I don't know. XI Jinping. So I'm assuming it's Xi Jinping.
Xi Jinping.
Yeah. But apparently they called him a Winnie the Pooh moron. Which, the meme going around at the minute is the president of China does look like Winnie the Pooh.
Okay.
So it's been nice doing Blue Shell Review with you guys.
Yeah, but now we're all in
Chinese government's going to stop
now we're all
us.
in like a Chinese government jail somewhere.
Yeah.
Some black site.
Eels.
Coming to you live from a gulag.
And the last bit of news I've got to give you, again last month, was in the game Elite Dangerous, one of the biggest game rescues in the game's history happened when a player known as Commander Delvin Reese Cruz, all one word apparently, decided he would attempt to break the record for the furthest distance travelled from Seoul, and he began his journey in November 2018.
Is this another one of them type games that's like No Man's Sky, where you just keep travelling forever?
Elite Dangerous is one of them that you need. Do you remember like Microsoft Airplane Simulator?
Yes.
It's kind of that, but in space, where you need to learn how to fly a spaceship.
All right.
You actually have to plan trajectories and your fuel to be able to get anywhere to get back, otherwise you're stranded.
Right.
Which what this guy did. Travelled out on November in 2018. Travelled for 45 days in real time and travelled 65,788 light years.
But hang on, when you say you travelled for 45, did he not like stop to like sleep and?
Oh no, he'd probably left the game running.
Well, just like left
As
something
soon as
holding
you-
the
as soon as you
joypad
log off,
forward.
If you were travelling forward.
Yeah, he's left something on his forward button.
Well, I don't think you need to. I think as soon as you're travelling forward,
Oh,
if
it
you
just
log off the
automatically
game,
goes.
It carries on as if it's real.
Right, I see.
So for 45
Oh no, surely
days,
if you log off, it's going to stop where you logged off. So you could go back to it like a year later and think, oh, I don't know where I am.
No, because there's no friction in space. It's travelled 65,788 light years, falling short of the record, which is 65,804, by a guy called Commander Kenneth McGrew.
Is he a real commander though?
No, I think that's what they get in the game.
Oh right. Oh, so when you said the other guy was like Commander, whatever his name is,
Yeah,
it's more likely just like
his real name's Derek.
yeah,
He lives at home with his mother.
yeah.
And yeah,
Yeah, but so do you. But that's usually just because you can't reach the door
it
handle.
is, again, I told you, she has to lift me up for everything. Stair gates are everywhere. It's like a prison.
He's got a little fold-out chair that he straps to his back.
Well, what apparently happened is a group called the Fuel Rats, who are quite good at rescuing people that run out of fuel, created a plan called Operation Beyond the Dark Edge. But what they apparently did, they had to calculate the fuel they needed to rescue the other player, and make the mathematical calculations to reach the stranded ship. Because one number off, and they could miss their target by light years and could have stranded themselves. So that's basically all the news I've got at the minute.
Over to Alex for the weather.
It's cold.
Is that what we're going with? It's cold.
It's cold, yeah. Well, let's skip the weather then and just go on and guess the sound instead.
Guess the sound. Guess the sound.
Yeah, this is Guess the Sound. This is the quiz where one of us will play sounds from a game from any era, and the others have to guess what the game is. The one who guesses the most wins. This week, I shall be playing the sounds, and Alex and Craig will be guessing what they are. Are you ready?
As ready as I can ever be.
So, sound number 1 then.
Delicious.
Don't know.
Nope.
Is that it?
That's it. That's all you should need. There are millions of people out there right now going, I know this.
There's not.
There's not.
There's about 10.
If half of our listeners know what this is, there's about
What?
3 people out there now going, I know this.
Do I not?
No?
No.
Nothing over on? It is Candy Crush.
Yeah, I've got
No,
that one.
never played it in my life.
Yeah,
What?
but others have.
No, right. I know that it's a popular game, but they're wrong. That's it.
Right, so nil
play
draw
Candy
so
Crush?
far.
No.
Right, so sound number 2.
I do know that one.
Metal Gear Solid.
No. Oh,
Band Hero.
Band Hero.
Well, I went Guitar Hero.
Again,
No,
Craig.
What's the band one?
You
Not
can't
Guitar-
just make
It
your
sounds a
own
bit-
games up, Craig.
No,
it
Guitar
sounds a
Hero,
bit like
what's the
Skyrim
rock
or
band?
Oblivion.
Rock band.
No, no, and no.
Time Crisis.
Where did
I
that
don't
come from?
know. So what did you
Oh,
say?
it's Fallout.
Fallout, yes, well done,
serious.
Alex. So, sound number 3.
Skyrim.
No.
Oh, I know this.
Halo.
Yeah!
Yeah.
2-0 to Alex. Oh, Craig. Ready for sound number 4?
Mario.
No,
Ah!
Mario Kart.
no.
I know it as well.
Do you? We'll say it then.
No, that's the thing.
Yeah.
I can't remember it, but I've heard the sound. Sonic.
No, it's not on it.
Is it a 16-bit game?
It is a SNES game.
Super Mario Brothers.
No. God, Matt ain't even here, and we're still obsessing over Mario.
Super Mario World.
It's not Mario!
Zelda.
Yes!
Well done.
Well done. 2-1 then.
Find a fairy.
It's
Or
when you find
capture it.
anything.
Yeah.
Okay, so sound number 5 then.
Wave Race.
No.
I know this one as well. I've played the game.
It's
He's ever so close.
not everybody's golf.
No.
Oh,
Wii Golf.
Oh, he's even closer. Think broader.
Oh, Wii Sports.
There we go. Okay, so your tiebreaker then. So sound number 6.
Super Mario. No, it ain't.
Ooh.
Mario Kart.
Yes! It is Mario Kart 64, in fact. So Alex wins 3 games to 2.
Well done, Alex.
Thanks.
Right, so what I'm going to talk about is it's not a game. It's not a game series. It is an entire company of games.
Ooh.
It is a gaming company called Artifex Mundi. Now, Artifex Mundi they create PC games. They are all sort of point-and-click adventure games. They centre around different things. So, but I'm not going to go real through because there's hundreds of these things, I think. So I'm going to basically go through a few of the sort of most popular ones and my favourite ones as well. Oh, I'll also point out as well that although they were initially made for the PC, there are a select few of these games, including the 3 I'm going to mention, that are available on the Xbox and on the PlayStation. So the first one of the three I want to talk about is a game called Enigmatis. Okay?
Oh, I know these games.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're quite clever, actually.
They're very, very clever. Like I said, the point and click is sort of like picking up things. But what I like about them, and all three of the games I'm going to mention, but all of them do it really, is that it's a point and click adventure where the puzzles are logical.
Yeah.
There are so many of those sort of point and clicks where you've got to pick up a spoon to cut open the pillowcase to use as a hood, and it's completely ridiculous. You think, well, I'd never figure that out without just going click that on that, click that on that, click that on that, and process of elimination. Whereas these games, they all sort of follow logic. Keys open doors, that sort of thing. I know, weird.
I know, that's
strange, isn't it?
That's really strange.
So, like I say, the first one I'm going to talk about is Enigmatis. This is about a detective who's investigating a case of missing people. And their investigation takes her to a town called Maple Creek. So you arrive in this town and all seems normal to begin with, and then weird things start happening. Okay. So there's like that strange sort of fogs and things like that, and stuff going wrong and stuff going weird.
Hill with a different name at the minute.
No, because it's not as dark.
Okay.
And obviously it's point and click and not sort of third person puzzle.
Not scream and throw your controller.
No.
Yeah.
No, none of that. What I like about Enigmatis as well is that you have like a full detective board. So every time you pick up like a photo or a piece of paper that seems relevant and things like that, it all goes on this board and you start sort of grouping things together.
Does he carry that board around with him?
No, and okay. It's a female, so she don't carry that board around with her. You have to assume, don't you?
Well,
you have to assume.
I'm wondering where she'd put it.
She has a hotel room, and it's up in her hotel room. And every time you can always go back to the hotel room and look at the board. Okay. Like I say, as the story goes on, these weird things start happening. You start investigating a bit further, and you start finding out what's happened to these missing people. So I don't want to go into too much detail on each one. So the second one I want to mention is a game called Abyss.
I've heard of that one.
Yeah. Now, Abyss is a great game if you like both point and click and Bioshock. Yeah, because Abyss is
that because they both involve water?
Well, kind of.
Underground water city.
Yeah, it's basically it's the story of a wife searching for her husband that went missing at sea. During her investigation, she discovers a fully underwater city that is abandoned. So she sort of works her way around the city. I say abandoned; it's abandoned by people. There's some weird creatures and things and stuff going on.
What is it with these underwater games where they're always abandoned?
I don't know. It's like, don't build a city underwater because it's bound to go wrong. I mean, learn from this.
Yeah, exactly.
So
if you live in a big giant glass thing that's stopping immense pressures of water killing you, give your bad guys a big drill.
Yeah. So she obviously goes around this city trying to find her husband, and she discovers trying
to find her husband or a husband.
Just her particular husband has gone missing. She's not a cougar. She's not on the hunt. She ends up finding like a little family. There's a little girl and a guy there, and she ends up having to help them in the process of trying to find her husband as well. Again, I don't want to go into too much detail because if you want to play the game, then also I don't want to give the story away. So the third and final one I want to mention is probably Artifex Mundi's most popular game out of the series. There are 3 installments to this one. There's 3 installments of Enigmatis as well. There's only one installment of Abyss, but there's 3 installments, and it's Nightmare from the Deep. So Nightmare from the Deep, it follows...
I think I've played this one.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, it follows a museum curator who's doing an exhibition on this particular famous or infamous pirate. During her investigation, her and her daughter are sort of getting things set up for the exhibition, and this pirate comes to life, a bit of a Pirates of the Caribbean type deal, and kidnaps the daughter. So then you playing the curator, then curator, follow the pirate to this sort of mysterious island, and then it gain all the sort of puzzles and everything kick in about trying to follow this pirate and trying to get to your daughter. Oh. And that's it. That's me 3 games.
Cool.
Right, so we'll move on to Little Known Gaming Fact then. Take it away, Alex.
Little known gaming facts. Ooh. Little known gaming facts. Ooh. Little known gaming facts.
Take it away, Craig.
Interesting fact.
Oh!
It's really not that bloody interesting.
All right.
Gotta hog the limelight.
All right, forget that intro. Anyway, right, in Luigi's Mansion, If you confront King Boo before the end of the game, he will say, "I will not give up my favourite decoration. I like Mario just where he is." This is a reference to Star Wars Episode 6, Return of the Jedi, when Han Solo is trapped in carbonite.
I love how you had to think about which episode
know.
Jabba the Hutt had Han Solo.
Jabba the
Jabba?
Jabba
Jabba the Hutt.
Jabba the Hutt says, "I will not give up my favourite decoration. I like Captain Solo where he is." Both Mario and Solo being sealed away seems to reinforce this connection.
Okay. So what you're saying there is, in that scenario, Mario is Han Solo.
Yeah, pretty much. And you can see, if you look
We can't,
online,
because it's a podcast.
if you research that reference online, you can actually see a side-by-side of Mario and Han Solo.
All right, so in the picture what you're not seeing is, in the picture, Mario is actually doing the same pose.
Trapped behind a photo in a picture.
That Han Solo is doing when he's frozen in carbonite.
So interesting fact that's not that interesting.
Oh, here we
Based
go.
on Luigi's Mansion,
All right, so it's connecting to Alex's
Connected.
little known gaming fact.
did you know that some people believe that Luigi is dead in Luigi's Mansion?
Why?
It's a
Because he's
theory.
surrounded by ghosts.
It's a game.
Basically, yeah.
It's a sprite. It can be alive
Because-
or dead.
As you play the game, certain things happen to Luigi in the game that kind of gives you the impression he's either stoned off his feet.
There was also another theory which I actually saw on YouTube by a YouTuber called Dorkley. And,
Oh yes, Dorkley. Love Dorkley.
And he actually mentions that the whole Mario series, that like, what is Mario's occupation?
Hero.
Plumber.
Plumber.
Well, it would be plumber, wouldn't it?
Right? No. His theory is that he's actually an actor playing a plumber. There are
Mario is Bob Hoskins!
no, because there are so many things like there's so many things where you see them on stage and where there's curtains drawn and things like that, and there's so many sort of references
That's
within
a
the
good idea.
games
Yeah.
that sort of make out that like Mario. You even see him get out and walk the red carpet in one of the games.
Yeah.
Like they make out that Mario's an actual actor playing a plumber in the game is the movie.
Okay, so sometimes we all get a bit vexed at times, don't we?
Yeah.
All get a bit angry.
Sometimes, mate. Yeah.
So
On occasion.
I go to my
Happy
console,
place.
my happy place, and I like to put on a relaxing game, something that you can just put on for a couple of minutes.
A
and-
relaxing game.
Yeah.
You know,
So
you
we're
know what it
talking
is.
like
a game you could put on, take your sock off,
yeah, exactly. Leisure Suit Larry.
lock the door.
Tomb Raider.
I'm talking like
It's got to be in. It's got to be in every episode.
And on that note, it's been a pleasure.
sometimes like if you're a bit, I don't know how to explain it. So
Tense.
so you're feeling a bit
Frustrated.
frustrated. You put on something like COD or something.
Dinner
You just
then.
want to kill loads of people, and or you just want to get there's like action. Your head's
So what are you thinking? It's sort of
released.
stress relieving games.
So I'm thinking I'll put my PlayStation on and I'll put certain few games on
Okay.
that I find that are quite therapeutic. So we've got Mahjong tiles or The Art of Balance and games that are not overly
Oh, I
complicated.
love the Art of Balance. That is a great game.
But they're just the music, the basic graphics and everything. It's just proper winds you down, and
Well,
I
so
find it does.
It's
help.
sort of Muzak, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like sort of lift music.
Yeah. So I was just wondering, does anyone else play any sort of game that sort
Yeah,
of
well,
helps
I
them
mean,
wind
you've
down?
just pointed out one there. I mean, I loved, genuinely, I've completed Art of Balance and I loved every moment of it.
Yeah.
That was really interesting trying it. Anyone that doesn't know what Art of Balance is, you basically, you get like a fountain that's got like a base.
Set the scene. It's like it's based in a Japanese sort of art.
I think it's
art
actually
game.
based on like a Japanese sort of, board game or something like that. Or an actual game or some sort of therapeutic thing. But you get like a fountain that's got like a base in it, and you've basically got a selection of shapes.
Mm-hmm.
And you've got to build all these shapes up so they balance perfectly without falling over.
The base is actually floating on the water. So
Yeah.
if you lean it more to one side, it falls, or
And
it's-
you've obviously got like the shapes they're not all like just squares. Instead, you just to make a tower. They're all really weird sort of shapes, and you've got to sort of find a way of sort of making them balanced. It's really good. It's really interesting. It's works your brain a bit, and like Alex says, it's a good sort of stress reliever because it's got really sort of soft music. It's
exactly.
It's got like a window in the background looking out onto like trees and things like that.
Yeah.
So-
See, I'm the opposite. When I want to, feel chillaxed, I put Manhunter on.
Okay.
That is definitely going in a different direction.
Well,
For me, myself, it's like Grand Theft Auto 5.
You think
it's-
Grand Theft Auto 5 is relaxing?
Yeah, I do enjoy the game, but also if you know what Grand Theft
I
Auto
think you're
5's
sort
like,
of you're not quite understanding what he means by sort of relaxing in this.
Ah,
I think he means sort of like
put the radio on the car.
Ah, but the thing is,
what and just
FM.
drive at the speed limit.
Rock FM.
when it's in Grand Theft Auto, you don't have to stick to the bare rules, do you?
Yeah, you just go.
Yeah,
off
you
and
can
do
drive
your
at the
thing.
speed limit if you want to.
Do you know the worst part
And
of
stop
Grand
at the
Theft Auto
lights.
5?
Yeah, exactly.
Have you ever done that?
Yeah.
It's a nightmare because every traffic light's red. You literally drive and you get to a traffic light, it's red, and then you start again, and the next traffic light you meet is red.
Well, like real life then.
Kind of, but there's never a green. They're always bloody red.
And not only that, people crash into you left, right, and centre. The more careful you try
Not
to be
supposed
on
to
that
walk
game,
out, even when you're driving slow, they walk out in front of your
Yeah.
car.
the more careful.
But if you know that Grand Theft Auto 5's a nasty game, it's got such a horrible storyline, and you wouldn't buy it, would you?
No.
If you weren't
No,
that way
yeah.
inclined.
No.
No, I feel.
Yeah.
Anyway, on that note, I think we'll end it there. So bye bye.
Bye from me.